Welcome back to another Market Open live stream. Let's figure out what the heck is going on today. And because I expect it to be, well, another day in the stock market, I got my 99 hit points coffee mug today. Okay, let's begin. So we got Bitcoin that has been on a pretty wild ride, actually. It feels at least like it has been. Yesterday evening, it seemed like it was just going to go straight down. It went down to $53,000 there. It was almost at 52 for a moment. Right as it hit the bottom, as it typically does, it bounced right back to 55. So a lot of Bitcoin volatility here. But take a look at some of the things we've got in stocks in the pre-market here. Keep in mind we've got GameStop earnings today. So today's a big day. After market hours, we've got GameStop reporting. That'll be interesting. But anyway, leading up to this, some moves here. AMC 8.4% down, QuantumScape down 7.2%. We've got Zom, Sundial, Li Auto, all down about 3 to 4% over here. We've got trying to find a consistency here. Let's see here. We've got SunPower, Matterport both down about 3% with Gevo here. Upstart for the first time in like forever is actually down. We've got Clever Holding and Xpeng. So looks like, here's Gevo again, kind of bouncing around between 2 to 3%. Looks like, this is an interesting mix because we've got EV, we've got the trial. Here are the airlines. Okay, bizarre. Usually we have a little bit more of kind of a consistent breakdown in terms of what's actually happening in the day. Let's see what's green here. Get the opening bell in about 90 seconds here. Okay, so we got the cannabis ETF that's up about 3%. Rocket Mortgage and Chipotle up about 1.3%. Etsy, Tesla, and Dave & Buster's up about 1%. And things like Roblox and Upworks up about 0.5% here leading into the open. I have to say, this is a very bizarre mix of what the heck is happening here. Today, by the way, March 23rd, is the anniversary of the bottom of the market. Last year was a Monday, March 23rd, and things intraday got so bad and ugly that we hit the lowest points of stocks. I want to say Tesla hit 350 the day before the split. So, for example, if I go to day, we run on over here. Let's see it just for the giggles here. 2020. I'm going too fast. There we go. 20 to the 3rd right here. All right, let's see. Here's the 23rd. Let's go intraday. It took me back over here. Darn it. It took me back to current, but we got to watch the opening bell. The point is, it was the intraday bottom. You can go look yourself.
From this administration, if they want to pursue infrastructure, many businesses are very much supportive of that effort, but it has been extraordinary.
Well, I come back to, I know Andrew Ross Sorkin wrote a very interesting piece about how the airlines got a bailout, but I remember, David, people felt that airlines were where you got COVID. So the airline industry was done. It turned out to be not the place.
Just a weird kind of opening chart there. And I feel like we had a lack of people clapping there. Like, I feel like I should have added some clapping because that was disappointing.
We didn't know what we were doing.
We didn't, but you know what? It's interesting is you're still talking about there being a lack of clarity in certain types of behaviors now that we are obviously very thankfully getting inoculated. And yet there are still those questions. And it's been throughout, Jim, in terms of trying to understand the right behavior and the wrong, and obviously very different perceptions of that throughout the country, which contributed to what we're talking over 540,000.
All right. Well, look, that's old news. we know we've had issues for the past year. Okay, so, well, now we are done with pre-market. Let's see what we've actually got in the opening market here. So Bitcoin up about 1%. Look at MP Material. MP Material all of a sudden just getting obliterated after those earnings, and those earnings were so good, those earnings. I didn't buy any MP Material, but those earnings were so good, and just all of a sudden down 10% here. Let's just go over the last day here and just kind of get a consistency here. We're still in that really nice kind of trajectory of pretty much a straight up into the right run here. But MP Material certainly comes with its own set of volatility. if you're looking into a miner, that's for sure. But very odd. I wonder why we're down another 10 here. I want to say we'll pull up the terminal. I want to say did capital raise. Something happened yesterday. We'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of it. AMC kind of makes you wonder what they did. Well, let's see. We'll try Weeble News here. Why don't we try that? Yeah, that's right. Okay, yesterday they did the secondary. Was it like $500 million? I want to say. Stock 8 million shares and an additional 1.2 possible. Okay, maybe. Okay. All right, let's close all these tabs. We got too many tabs open. Oh my gosh, it's a mess. But okay, so what is that? What does that work out to? We've got about roughly around 10 million shares times around $40 a share. Yeah, okay, that's somewhere between 400 to 500 million. That makes sense. Okay. Then we've got AMC. What's their problem? Let's see. Oh, Microsoft had said to be in discussions to acquire Discord for over $10 billion. I was pretty sure Discord was thinking about going public. So that's interesting. They could probably make more money if they went public these days. Okay, and yeah, Upstart. It's experiencing its first red day in a while. Look at that, 5%. Oh, CTRM just all of a sudden getting smacked here. It's happening. That's a bizarre sudden fall here. Let's go to all stocks here. There we go. So MP Materials. Okay, that makes sense. All right, Naked, Clever, a good amount of these, 2 to +% losses over here. Let's see, Win, First Majestic, Redfin, Dave & Buster's, EXPI, CRISPR. We got to pull up the terminal and figure out what's going on because this is a bizarre start to the morning. I have to say, this is weird. Let's see where's Microvision when you need it. Microvision. See, oh, weird. Now Microvision's over here with the runners. Okay. So about 1.5% of Microvision and kind of trending up. GameStop leading into earnings. Look at this. All of a sudden, just, here we go again. Up 3%. And really trying to run at least. We've got Rocket Mortgage, 2.3%. Zoom, 2%. What a bizarro mix. I mean, it looks like very stay-at-home-ish today, right? Rocket, Netflix, Wayfair, Zoom, Roblox. This all sounds very stay-at-home-ish. Okay. All right. A little bit of that rotation back. See, like Home Depot, Shopify, Carvana. Okay. I think that there maybe that's how we could call it consistent today. I mean, Peloton's up 0.5%. Okay, that makes sense. So it's the stay-at-home is back today. As everybody's like, oh, well, Europe's got problems with COVID. So let the weenie babies do their little rotation again because they always get their pacifiers and got to do their rotations because they can't stomach not jumping back and forth all the time and trying to be right where everybody else is. It's nuts. It's such a broken system. What's Shift doing? Let's see. Shift at 0.25% on Lemonade. Neo 0.5%. Neo's interesting. Neo's just out of the media spotlight because I feel like there's really no reason for this. At Neo, just this relaxedness we're seeing in the stock. But it's the same thing with Xpeng too. So really gotten quiet. All right, let's see what we got over here. Pull up the terminal as well. See what the suits are looking at. Let's listen in.
Say something, you get sent to Discord.
Actually, you're right. There are people who go to Discord. Apparently, I've learned this and charge for the opportunity to listen to them give you their stock picks. If you follow them on Instagram and see that they've had a decent track record.
You mean like Alexa, tell me whether I should buy service now?
This is all something of a new world.
But more than that, we have conversations. Let's jump really quick. I want to see what Fox is up to as well. This is how you know the particular. There are so many industries people are totally clueless about. Like, what? People are Discord? Oh my gosh.
By the July 4th Independence holiday, that would mean 40% of 2019 travel levels will be restored and also returning 225,000 jobs. But I want to show you cruise lines quickly if we can, because there is a report today in the Wall Street Journal, I'm sure you've read it, Stu, that it looks like the cruise lines are dreading the loss of another season, of another sailing season, because of the ongoing lockdowns and the bumpy rollout of vaccines over on the European side.
Yeah, well, we reported yesterday, Royal Caribbean, I think, or one of the cruise companies is doing 2 cruises out of the Caribbean, not out of U.S. ports. I thought that was a very important distinction. So down go the cruise lines.
Yeah, but they're also sailing from Italy and UK, and as you know, they have problems there.
Yep, they do. All right, let's take a look at some of the Dow winners. There are 30 stocks in the Dow Industrial Average, and they're led by Microsoft right now. It's up over 1%.
You know, here's a really good line. Somebody says, Dave Cross says, I would have never guessed they had no idea Discord exists. You know, that's the thing, is sometimes we get so focused on like I feel like in our sort of YouTube community, and whether that's Discord, YouTube, course, whatever, a lot of us are so heavily focused on like Tesla and these the next innovative things like the genomics, the BNGO, the therapeutics, right? Sometimes I feel like the rest of the world has absolutely no freaking clue, like outside of YouTube. It's just like totally blind to these amazing innovative companies. And I think sometimes we're like, oh, well, everybody's already talking about it on YouTube or whatever. And it's like, well, the rest of the world isn't. It's so bizarre. That was really weird. What? People are on Discord? Like everybody's just on Discord. So weird. It's weird. Okay, so let's go to, all right, so we got the terminal up. Let's pull up top news. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Yeah, let's see. So, okay. U.S. stocks slump as oil declines, bonds advance. Okay, so it's a 10-year again. So it's weird. It's just a bizarre market this week. You know, it's like we're not getting. You know, we had our weird sell-off. We bought the dip. Then we went up. Then we went down a little bit again, and now we're kind of just like teetering. It's a very teetery market. That's it, teetery. Sounds a lot like teeter, bro. But anyway, okay. So what's the 10-year doing? 10-year, it's down. It's down. The 10-year's down. The 10-year yield is down. This is so weird. So here's yesterday, the 22nd. And then here's today. It's just down. Yeah, let's look at the 5-year. This, you know what? What's so weird is, you know, on one hand, it's like the market's like, oh my god, inflation's coming. It's it. This is over. Everything's going to the moon in terms of costs, and we're screwed. It's gonna ruin the stock markets as well. You know, on one hand, we're hearing that, but then at the same time, oil is falling. And now bond yields are falling. You know, we got the last 2 days here. Like this week so far, it's just been down at the 10-year. Let's go to the 3-day over here on the 5-year. Yeah, it's the same pattern. It's just down. You know, I wonder if I could get oil. I mean, I'm sure I could get oil on here, but I've never done it. I generally don't look at here. Let's look at WTI. Okay, I generally don't look at well, I mean, maybe I should more, but I have. Okay, let's go here. 3 days. Okay, you know, you see. So here, actually, let's, because we were not so familiar with the chart. Let's go to the 1 month on oil. Okay, I mean, so you had this period here, sort of right around like peak crash time when stocks were plummeting. Right around here, like March 5th to March 7th, like everything felt like, oh my gosh, that's it. Here's inflation. Here it comes. Oil skyrocketing. I remember those headlines like oil skyrockets, bond yield skyrocket. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is the end of the world. And it's like, yeah, reverse. And then it's even lower right now. It's just, see, look at this. This is weird. It's a bizarre market. That's it. And Etsy's up 4.5% right now. What? It's one of those markets where it's like, I don't like, some things aren't expensive enough for me to go like, oh yeah, I want to sell that. And I've been looking. I'm like, I'd be interested in further consolidating my portfolio and selling some stuff, but it's just like not high enough, which is weird. Like that's kind of like human nature. It's like, well, I'm not going to sell my house for 740. I want 760 because I did upgrades. Yeah, well, nobody cares about your upgrades. Yeah, well, I do. It's just, this is yeah. So it's like, it's not high enough to sell, but it's also not low enough to buy consistently. Like, I mean, okay, fine. Maybe you buy like the Tesla dip when it's like 750 or 740 or whatever, right? But now it's like 760, or I'm sorry, 640, 650, right? Now it's 670. It's not like exciting. I mean, this is like dime a dozen right now between 670 and 700. Like, big deal. Not even Kathy over at ARK Invest could pump it up. You get like a temporary buy on Monday morning. Oh, Kathy's got a new price target. Let's go. No. Yeah, that was yesterday. Look at MP Materials. Why? Just really over the bond sell-off? Looks like a pre-COVID trading day. Seriously, it does. That's a really good comparison. Let's look at what MP Material. Okay. MP. Okay. MP Materials. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. So let's see what's going on in the industrial news here. Wow. Okay. Apparently, is somebody saying this in the private group? Which, if you're in that, I read that chat as well and live here. Apparently, somebody bought $600,000 worth of call options expiring this week on Rocket Mortgage. I mean, it's up 6% today, but I mean, like, I feel like if you bought these call options over the last few weeks, there's a good chance you bought higher because we've kind of been trending down on Rocket. It fell right through the support levels around 30, but it's just classic Rocket Mortgage. We talked about that possibility too. But geez, $600,000 of calls. I feel like this is like somebody's just like, that's it. This is the week. I'm just gonna take all my money and either I'm working for the rest of my life or I'm gonna retire off this money. Really? You pick Rocket Mortgage to put $600,000 of weekly calls on? Oh my gosh, that's nuts. That's just, thank you for the link. I don't know. The weekly calls, you gotta be so careful because weekly calls could literally go to 0. And that's what's scary. So it doesn't look like, yeah. Anyway, okay, we want to figure out what's going on though here with, and of course they don't. No. Weekly calls. Yeah. Oh wow, just been buying many of them. Ouch. Okay, between kind of dollar cost averaging down on weekly calls. Ooh, all expiring March 26th. Oh gosh, that's in 3 days. Ooh, well, I wish them the best of luck. But anyway, so where were we here? Hey, Rocket's up today, so that's good. But it looks like they were buying a bunch of like 28, 27. Anyway, okay, so Upstart's out. I want to figure out what's going on with MP Material, and then I want to look at some of the what else is going on today because it's a very bizarre day. Consumer stocks down during the pre. Okay, whatever. MP Materials. It's just, yeah, okay, it is $500 million. It's just because of this this offering here. Jeez. Okay, I guess that's hated. Sometimes that happens. That could be temporary though. But yeah, MP's getting spanked. Yeah, maybe somebody says maybe it was 100+ millionaire. Maybe, I guess if I was like a billionaire or whatever and I was just really bored, you could literally just every day post all these insane YOLOs on Robinhood, like going 600K all in on weekly calls. Oh man. Ay. Okay. Well, I don't know if that's such a good idea to convince people. Citigroup CEO bans Zoom calls on Friday. Okay. Wow. No, that's it. That's it. No, nobody can Zoom on Fridays. That's it. No, we're take the hammers to the machines. Break everything. We're Luddites now. Oh. Grading forecasts of the Fed versus private sector. Grading forecasts. Like, what? One of the intriguing aspects of the next few quarters will be to observe how key economic variables evolve relative to expectations. Okay. That's always an important part of trading, thematic, macro, and policy, of course, but never more important given the rapid uncertainty. Okay. So in other words, hey, how accurate was the Fed about inflation? No. What about versus private forecasters? Who was closer to being right? Okay. Cuomo and okay, we don't care. Kathy Wood has billions in Tesla. Our case still struggles with environment, social governance. Okay. Let's see. Other news. What else do we have here? Fox. Fox is going to rail on Bitcoin for the environment.
Tell me more about
really
this.
Bad for the environment, according to their numbers. So the mining of Bitcoin, according to Bank of America, emits more carbon emissions than American Airlines does by flying planes. And that's a tough comparison. American Airlines.
Oh my gosh, let's pick one company and say with inflection that Bitcoin uses more energy than them.
That's like driving 1.2 million cars right there. That's the carbon emissions that you're looking at. So in BOA's view, Bitcoin now accounts for 0.4% of global energy usage. That is more than countries like Argentina and just slightly below the U.S. government. Now, BOA, to be fair, Stu, we know that they're kind of bearish on Bitcoin. One of the few investment banks out there that say Bitcoin doesn't really have that strong of a future, not that great of sort of a value.
Okay, Bitcoin, $55,000 a coin as of right now. Next, the administration.
I'm pretty sure it's higher than $50,000. Let's see, Bitcoin. Let's see here. Where's are we? Okay, we're at 55.5, sir. What? How could you be that off on a quote? Bitcoin, $50,000 now. Unless I missed him say 55,000. I'm pretty sure he said 50. Okay, let's switch.
Let's walk in the street right after this.
All right. So somebody wants to know how do bond yields affect mortgage rates? So okay, basically, mortgage rates seem to track with the 10-year. So if you ever kind of want to know roughly, and it's not guaranteed, but they seem to track with this. If you ever want to know roughly how mortgage rates are going to behave at a certain time, you can look at the 10-year. And generally, mortgage rates follow this. Now, they're not tied to this. That's just sort of the way the market trades them. So if you wanted to look at any kind of bonds, 10-year is the one to look at. Okay, other stories. Top news. All right, what else here? Okay. So, companies busted companies tumble into bankruptcy at fastest pace in years. Huh. Already this month, 15 firms with at least $50 million of liabilities have filed for bankruptcies, compared to 16 in March of 2020. Well, I mean, that was before the pandemic. That's more than the average of 12 for the third month of a year over the last decade. And on pace, okay. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's surprising that we're seeing bankruptcies. Last week, 2 oil drillers. If anything, we've had substantially lower bankruptcies than we expected. Like, companies and businesses have been a whole lot more resilient here. U.S. bankruptcy courts saw elevated number of filings this month. This is just an annual chart. Like, I think people expected 2020 to be like, 5 or 10x what we've seen in prior years. But this is March. Oh, this is just the March chart. Okay, what do we got over here? Marching higher. Weekly bankruptcy filings. Yeah. Look at this. So here's weekly bankruptcy filings. This is not like as horrible, I feel, in my opinion, as we were expecting. Like last March, I feel like we were expecting. He said 55K. Okay, well then I just missed him saying. Thank you. But anyway, so we expected last March that bankruptcies would just be so bad, and so many things were just going to fail. This is not such a horrible chart of bankruptcy, so I don't know if this is such a horrible thing. I mean, we expected elevated bankruptcies, but anyway. Okay, New York City copter crash. Oh no. Oh, that's scary. 5 people who signed up for a helicopter sightseeing flight above New York City 3 years ago. Oh, 3 years ago. Okay. Yeah, because I actually went on one of these in 2019. The aircraft lost power and splashed down into the East River, and all 5 drowned because they were tethered into their seats with restraints that hadn't been approved for say. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Oh, that's scary. Okay, jeez. All right. Whew. Too many. Okay. All right. Nothing so exciting in the news here. So let's go back to what's going on here. So look at Upstart. Now all of a sudden we're getting that sell-off. Trying to buy a house in Las Vegas. Our loan officer seems to think that inventory won't go up this year. I mean, I don't know. It feels like it has to. You know, it just feels like it must. Thank you. How could people not want to sell more this year? You know. Yes, CMO. Sorry, we're having a very thoughtful discussion about eggplants. Corey says, Kevin signed up for the Stock Psychology Money this weekend. Amazing course. Thank you. Appreciate the shout out. That's really nice. Yeah. I set, look, another round of stimulus payments comes Wednesday, but I can't keep this going on forever. So we will be raising the price, on Friday. So it's decided the price goes up Friday, for those. Use that coupon code HODL down below. If you are a course member already, you could use the course member discount. If you wanted to bundle up, for example. Okay, so look at this, 11% on Upstart. Yeah, painful. The problem is you just never know when that turn's going to happen, right? Like this thing has just been up and away. And look at the day chart over here. You don't even see negative 10%. You know, let's go to the hour here. Like big deal. You know. Oh wow, it finally turned a little bit. But yeah, okay. So we have a trend turn. So now you wonder, okay, when is it going to hit a support again? We'll see. We'll see. So now we're heading down on the Upstart. QuantumScape. I don't know why all of a sudden this one's getting spanked. You know, it did go down to the 40s here for a period of time. I want to say, when did it go low? Okay, I don't know. Where's my little pointer? Okay, well. Come on. Usually I could see what the day-to-day pricing is, but apparently I can't do that right now. So I can't see what the dates are. By the way, if you want to sign up for bugs and weird software glitches, kind of like this, where I don't get my little bar, my vertical line here, make sure to sign up for Webull by depositing $100 with Webull by going to mechkevin.com/Webull. And then you too could enjoy the benefits of this platform. I really do like the platform, but sometimes it does funny things. Express, CRISPR's also on this a little bit of a downtrend here, which honestly, like, I'm kind of looking for an opportunity to maybe buy CRISPR. You know, it's and look, I know we had Serious Red a few weeks ago. Like, I'm not gonna FOMO about you should have bought it there. Like I did. I bought a bunch of stuff. I didn't buy that, but I bought a bunch of crap. You know, back the first week of March. So I can't feel bad about like, oh, I should, but hey, look, if we continue to get some, you know, a little trend here, maybe we'll be able to revisit a relative opportunity. You know, as far as some other opportunities, you know, I don't know that I would personally like be jumping up and down about trying to get into QuantumScape because, quite frankly, I think it's a 2024 product, or honestly, it could be like a 2025 product. And one of the problems I have is if a company's not really producing a mainstream product for a few years or even like 8 years, here's what happens. you get a big balloon of hype that gets inflated. Kind of like, oh, what happened here? Oh, look at this. Straight up to like $150 a share or whatever the thing went to. 132. Oh, there we go. We got my arrow back. And then the problem is there's no product. Like there's nothing. So it just deflates until that product comes again or there's some kind of news about it. So it's like, yay, this is what we're working on. Solid state battery, yay. Oh, so you have a lab tested battery that's not actually in a battery pack and you're not expecting it to be in a battery pack for another 4 or 5 years, but you just raised a crap ton of money to finance your science project. And I mean, that's true of even like a Lucid, right? The difference between like a Lucid and QuantumScape is Lucid's like, hey, well, we should have a car on the road within, we should be delivering cars to customers within a few months. Okay, good. I'm willing to invest in something that's ready to have a product within a year. But this is one of the reasons I stay away from like the eVTOLs, for example, because it's like, well, I mean, personally, I think this is like a 2026 plus thing, or hydrogen. I don't know. I think that's a 2030 plus thing. Cool. Well, then for eVTOLs, call me in 2024, and for hydrogen, call me in 2028. A couple of years before, because I think there'll be plenty of balloon deflation events in the meantime. Something like Tesla, for example, on the other hand, it's like, well, I mean, Cybertruck's a year away. You can buy Teslas right now. Different. Sure, you get fluctuations in price, but yeah. Okay, Sundial's 123 right now. We got Blink down 4.5% here. So EXP, it makes me wonder, how's ChargePoint? ChargePoint's just been getting spanked, I have to say. After their merger, it's just been like, yeah, nope. Yeah, it's been kind of disappointing for ChargePoint. And they've even just been down since sort of the crash day over here on the 5th to the 8th. So we've got Churchill down about 1%, Twitter and Palantir also down 1.5%. Look at this, Palantir down under 24 here. Tesla slightly red, about 1/3 down. MP Materials is continuing. Well, let's see. Let's go to the minute here. Let's see how the day looks. No, yep, no. Still continuing its slide here. Eyes and ears are red today. I hate it when my eyes and ears are red. Like, it's just annoying. Bad jokes. I need a soundboard for failed landings. It could be like the train crash emoji or sound. So I don't know. Anyway, and everything else is on TV commercial. Okay, let's see here. Voyager Digital. Here's another crypto firm. We got AMC, a 5.4%. Second, okay, that's eyes. Let's see, what else do we have here? GameStop. What a volatility on GameStop. Oh, we're up. Oh, it looks like it's starting a run. Nope, just kidding. Lordstown Motors. These guys, I wonder how their trend is. I know it's been bad since that Hindenburg report, but yeah, they have had no reprieve. It's been straight down for Lordstown. Rough. And I can't tell you what date this is because Weeble's broken. But what is that? Somewhere around 20 days ago or so. Straight down. Yeah. Very weird. This is one of the reasons, too. It's like, oh, it's time to swing trade. Well, maybe not. Because it's just so bizarre to try to predict, like, okay, what sector is good today? Oh, GameStop? No. Oh, well, Upstart's running. Yeah, no. Okay. It's interesting. Etsy was running this morning, and now that's deflating too. Rocket today, I think, is running because of Div Day. I believe that's today. I believe Dividend Day is today. So we've got Etsy and MViz. Okay, what else is green here? Snowflake's actually up 3% today, but this one's in the gutter. This is so like a COVID day. Peloton, marijuana, Etsy, and Snowflake, with the exception of Rocket because it's dividend payout day. And Dropbox and Home Depot. This is so COVID-y. Jeez, it reminds me of like last March or something like that. Redfin, let's see what's going on with Redfin. Let's see. Redfin. Yeah, why? Like Redfin down 3.8%. Weird. Just weird. Voyager Digital, by the way, it could be an opportunity to add to that. I haven't done. I want to do an analysis on this company, or I have done my analysis. I mean, an analysis video on it, posted on the channel. But yeah, this is here's a crypto play that, like, like BlockFi, where I always say, hey, you could deposit $250 with BlockFi. Or I'm sorry, you could get up to $250 free when you deposit money with BlockFi. Go to metcalvin.com/BF. They're not public. You can only get into them privately. But Voyager is another version of this, and you could get into them publicly, which is interesting. Today's obviously a red day, which coming off the back of volatility on Bitcoin is always funny, because when you come off the back of volatility, these companies make money off fees, off people trading Bitcoin. So crazy fluctuations in the price of Bitcoin, or like stimulus checks coming, are great for their earnings. Let's see what else we got here. Palantir, GameStop. Such a bizarre day. No consistency here. Consistency here, rather, in the market. Okay, Microvision's up 2%. Oh wow, look at this. Tesla's actually up today. Is this live or recording? I don't know. Maybe I could I should, on recorded videos, I should time. This is live, by the way. Let's see here. Yes. Yeah. No, happy to do an analysis on that. Okay, what else? If Redfin gets under $60, then I'm buying heavy. Yeah. Let's see. Tesla bouncing around today. It's bizarre. Yeah. No, yeah. So Voyager Digital, you have to get on like a TD Ameritrade or something like that. If it's an OTC. So downtown. You gonna play those songs. Powell does speak today. But he's talking to Congress again. He was talking a lot yesterday, and he's talking to Congress today too. So what else here? Palantir, TDoc, Planet. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Well, no. I was gonna pop Fox for a second, but then they're like, "What happened to moderate Joe Biden?" was the headline. Okay.
Pretty narrow trading range for the major averages right now, with the S&P basically flat so far. Guys, welcome. Megan, I'll start with you. I mean, we just talked about some of those key data we got this morning. I mean, obviously, we've seen this market surge and trade near record highs more broadly. The rotation we can talk about into cyclicals, for example, under the hood of the market. What's priced in here? Are we priced for perfection, or are there actually some big risks here? I mean, obviously, we keep talking about inflation and what we're seeing in the Treasury market, but are there other risks to this recovery? Especially, I mean, just we talked about with housing.
Thanks, Morgan. I would say that we're very constructive on the equity market. I would say there are some downside risks out there, but there's also some upside risks. So we're looking at expectations for earnings and revenue at the overall index level to be returning to pre-pandemic levels over the next 12 months. But we're not seeing as much encouragement in terms of expectations for that return to pre-pandemic levels for some of the more cyclical sectors. So we think there's some upside there still in some of the cyclical areas of the market. When you're talking about GDP growth in a given year of 6-7%, these numbers are huge. There's a lot of room and margin for error to the upside and the downside. And we think that expectations, as the Fed laid out, for 6.5% GDP growth are probably on the somewhat conservative side, given pent-up demand, tremendous savings on the consumer, and stimulus that's still, making its way into consumer pockets. So we're encouraged. I would say, looking out over the next year, there's certainly risks as it relates to rates, specifically the rise in real rates, which could have a bit of a tightening effect. And as well, we're talking, the ink is barely dry on the stimulus package that was just passed. And we're already talking about more stimulus, this time perhaps to be paid for with tax hikes. So I think that's something that investors need to keep in mind as well.
Yeah, tax hikes. Yeah, more taxes. Everyone's excited about that. Not really. Anyway, so what do we got? I mean, Rocket, again, dividend payout day. So it was some excitement over here. We've got Microvision, Dropbox, NGA, Alphabet, Amazon, these guys all up, ish, one-ish% over here. Peloton, Etsy, Zoom, Snowflake, these guys 2.5 to 3.5%. Microsoft, Home Depot, just under 1%. JP Morgan's up. Tesla now up 0.5%. Was red, now green. Okay. Bizarre day. We've got Naked Brand down 5%. AMC, Quantum, Som, Upstart, ouch, with 10%. Tried recovering there for a moment. Now down. Let's see here. Caution before Yellen. Yeah, no kidding. This could be just like, oh, everybody wait to see what Janet Yellen has to say today. Maybe. It's I would say, I mean, it's certainly more red than it is green today. Very, very weird though how it's divided up. Let's look at top news here. So, okay. Mexicans. Okay. I mean, this is an interesting title. Okay, swelling numbers of Mexicans are heading north across the border, propelled by a deep economic crash and drawn by promises of stimulus-fueled resurgence in the U.S. Since the middle of last year, the number of monthly apprehensions at the southern border has more than doubled to around 40,000 from fewer than 16K 2 years ago. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. Bank of America sees $41 billion rebalancing flow to treasuries. So, okay, new home sales plunged during a month of inclement weather. I mean, yeah, I hate going. I hate it when it's raining and it's like, oh, gotta do an open house in the rain. Okay, what else is going on here? Yeah, I mean, it's weird. I wonder if it is just like tentativeness. Like, let's see what Jerome and Janet Yellen are gonna say today. Maybe that's what got people all weird today. Let's what do we got here? Powell, Yellen set for first joint appearance in Congress. Okay. All right. When? Let's see. Testify this afternoon when they testify on the government's pandemic relief efforts. Oh, that'll actually be interesting. So Janet and Powell talking about stimulus. It's a good thing. Good thing to look at here. Let's see. Mr. Powell said in prepared congressional testimony that the recovery is far from complete. He separately commented on the prospects for full digital dollar. Meanwhile, Norway's central bank has signaled its plans to take the plunge by making the country the first developed nation to shift from pandemic-era policy and raise rates by the end of the year. Wonder when they're speaking today. Let's see if they have it scheduled. We have hearing on gun violence. Okay, let's see if we have Yellen and Powell today. Let's see. There we go. 12 p.m. Oh, that's right. At course, member live stream time. Maybe we'll have to move that up because I would like to. I mean, Janet and yeah, we might have to do that. Janet and Powell, because this would be fun to live stream. Not, I mean, I can't believe I just said Powell and Yellen would be fun to live stream. It would be good to live stream. It's the proper word. Interesting. Oh yeah, I love those. All right. So what else do we have? All right. Let's listen to this for a moment.
Update that information. AstraZeneca, saying essentially that they had the interim cutoff of the data that they presented yesterday, February 17th. They're going to work with this board to share the primary analysis of the most up-to-date data, and they intend to issue those within 48 hours. So within 2 days, we should see essentially what led to this situation, guys. But it's very unusual that, a national body would need to come out and make a statement like this rather than sort of work with the company behind the scenes to make sure that the information was updated. A very important note is this pertains to the efficacy finding, which was 79% effective in preventing symptomatic COVID in this vaccine trial we saw yesterday with these 2 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. There is nothing in here about the safety of this vaccine, which is very important.
All right, I'm going to pop off that for a sec. Let's look at let's see, 5-year right now. Let's hide for a moment. Looking at the yields here. So we've got the 5-year at 0.83. It's still relatively down, fluctuating a little bit here. we've got the 10. Pull the 10 here. Let's go line chart. Let's see here. We go to 3 days. So yeah, also sort of a declining trend over here. Okay. No, like crazy news today. Just more weirdness. And I think it's just more Jay Powell and Yellen uncertainty. Anytime they go to speak, the market's just like, what's going to happen? I don't expect them to say anything that's going to like spook the market even more than it is right now. It Zoom's up almost 4%. It's crazy. I think this is probably going to be a lot more of I don't know. There's no making sense of this market today. I mean, Etsy and Zoom and Rocket being up like this, 3 to 4%. Meanwhile, on the down here, you've got Cannabis, Redfin, GameStop, Virgin Galactic, Matterport, Sundial, QuantumScape, Upstart, AMC, United Airlines, American Airlines. The airlines and the travels are down today. It's bizarre. It's weird. Tattooed Chef is almost under $20 a share. Wow, it broke under 20 here. I mean, this is starting to get cheap. We gotta go through here and just look at things that are cheap. I mean, at this point, let's see here. Okay, yeah, here we go. So what is cheap? Let's sort by symbol here. Not Apple, not Airbnb. I mean, these are great companies. It's just not relatively cheap. C3AI. How has this been? C3AI. Oh my gosh. Look at C3AI. I mean, open like the IPO was 115. It's at 72. Gee whiz. Really incredible. So let's see here. I'll write this down. So C3AI really blown up over here. API in a bad way. API, okay, kind of right there at like these support levels. That's nice. We've got Activision. How's Blizzard been? No, Blizzard's been okay. BlackBerry at $10. Also kind of, that whole excitement, that run that we saw kind of settled down. Whew, excuse me. Okay, what else here? BFT. Gosh, this thing has been sitting at like $15 forever. And when I say cheap, I mean just relatively cheap, right? Relative to its own previous price. Sometimes it's worth just peeking at that and then doing a fundamental analysis on it. I'd rather buy something that's plummeted than something that's skyrocketed. So Bumblebee, NGO, Berkshire. Yeah, I have Berkshire. Berkshire over the last Berkshire over the last week is down here. Beyond Meat, I feel like has been sitting here at this 130 for a while. I mean, look at this. If we zoom out here for a moment, it's relatively. I mean, we could almost draw a line here. Let's do that for Beyond Meat. I don't know. Let's go draw horizontal trend here. 123. Yeah, probably. I'd say probably somewhere closer to this. Here, let's do 120 to 140. If we box it like that, probably roughly where it's just been. Yeah. This box. We've had some breakouts. Look at that. We ran to 221 in January on Beyond Meat. And 196 over here. Odd spikes, but just always seems to go back to this section here. Cheesecake Factory. See, Cheesecake's just straight up and to the right. I mean, good for Cheesecake. Okay, what else here? Churchill Capital. Well, then we know this one's pretty recent here. Pretty new and recent here. Here's another one. Let's see. Canopy Growth. Canopy Growth also had a crazy run on the sell-off. What else? What other stocks here? It's Black Friday over there at Lemonade and Ulta. Oh my gosh. Oh, you gotta love the sales. Gosh, speaking of sales, Salesforce down at 215. I mean, just really after August, it's done nothing. It's so weird. We've just literally had nothingness at certain stocks. I mean, look, Draw even a trend line from some of these bottoms over here. I mean, it's just like straight down. Yeah. CRISPR. If we take out the madness, yeah, we still got a trend here, trend of positivity. So, but yeah, okay. Let's see here, CRISPR. Down to what else? Delta, Dropbox. And the airlines have done great over the last, since November, it seems like. Actually, even since beforehand, but see, where's November? Yeah, November's right here. Okay, yeah, they're really taken off. The rate of growth has really accelerated since the end of November. Disney here. Disney's, also straight up into the right. I mean, great, phenomenal company. DocuSign. Also, kind of flattish, really, since the summer. You haven't been making money on some of the stocks for quite a few months here because we've just had this softness, waiting for that run again in the tech space. Enphase, and just an opportunity. I love it. Great growth during the pandemic. Love that stock. Etsy's been probably one of the most stable during this time, which is so weird to say. EXPI at $50. Also, great trend line. Had a lot more excitement around splitsy time, but right now about $100 pre-split, which is pretty good. I mean, relative, it's higher than my basis. Certainly not as high as it was. Express. Let's see. EXPI. Okay, what else do we have here? Facebook, Ford, Fisker. Let's see what else. Fisker, FRX, so close to the $10 par here. It's absolutely incredible. Matterport, close to $15. And to me, is just a bargain. I love this one. This might be a time to concentrate into some of the companies that you love that are more cheap, just because everything is just meh. So maybe you concentrate into your higher conviction stocks at a time like this. Be careful. I mean, sometimes that has tax implications, but sometimes that has positive tax implications, right? If you sell some losers and concentrate into something else, obviously not your CPA, so verify tax situations with your CPA. But anywho, yeah, Lemonade just under $100 here. That's not necessarily a deal though. Lot of the Motley pups still in that. Microvision, I don't think is a deal at 17. I sold the thing at 21. It did briefly run to 24 though. So cruise lines, meh. Okay. Had a run. It really, a lot of the recovery stocks have had a really good run since November, but tech has not really. Tech has not been loved since November, or it's been relatively flat. I mean, here's Netflix since July. I mean, Netflix was $500 in July. Ooh, it's $540 now. It's just boring. The stock's done nothing. Neo, on the other hand, I think it's an opportunity. I mean, when you're under 45, I think it's an opportunity. Okay, what else? Nike, Nano Dimension. Nano Dimension follows hype a lot more. All right, let's see. Invite, 3.72. Pinterest under just a little over 70. But also been kind of stuck here. Not as long. Been stuck here since December. So it's not like it's been stuck here since July or August like some of the other ones. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a frustrating market because it's one of those where it seems like you're more likely to put some money into the market right now, and then for the next few weeks, it's just it trends down, and it's kind of merp. Some of them run, but yeah, it's not a very consistent market right now. With the exception of having whatever we bought at the beginning of this month. I mean, those were just bargains. But it's not like your whole portfolio was bought then. And you tattooed chest under $20 now. It's starting to look cheap again. Upstart's down 10%. It's crazy. Upstart, I don't think is cheap though. It's just a move. Visa, Wayfair. Wayfair's up there. Wayfair's holding up. They're doing great. They're one of those that's doing good. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Other than it's just bizarre. There's nothing that really feels like, there's not even a sector right now that feels like, oh yeah, let's plow money in over here and we'll make money. Because the tech on average has been relatively flat since August. You've got recovery that just had an amazing run, but like, what's going to run next? Right now, we're just teeter-tottering between the two. The whole market's just like, no, we're just at these prices. Teeter-totter, teeter-totter. I don't know. Weird. That's all I have to say. It's this weird market. Let's look at Bloomberg. All right. What's TME? I have no idea what TME is. I don't know what TME is. Everything during COVID went far above valuations during the time. Yeah, I mean, that's possible too. Oil and energy stocks should be going up and they're not. Nothing makes sense. That's what I'm saying. We looked at oil earlier and I was like, what? TME. Tencent Music? Tencent Music operates online music entertainment platform in China. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm happy you're excited about TME, but I don't know anything about it. I mean, it looks like it's done great for you if you've been in it. What do I know? All right. Do we have any other top news? No. I mean, and then the weird way, there's very little news too. It's just CNBC's on commercial.
And you know what's happened in Germany? Yeah, they're going to lock down. They're
talking about AstraZeneca and Germany's lockdowns. It's a mess. It's weird. That's all I got to say. It's bizarre. Now, here's what I'm thinking about doing. We'll do the course member live stream early, so that way after after today, we can live stream Fed. So the Fed and Yellen speak. So they'll be speaking at 9 a.m. today. So if you're not going to join the course member live stream, we'll see. I'll see at 9 a.m. And I want to, in the meantime, though, between now and then, I want to come up with a little bit of a strategy for when we chat in the course member stream about does it make sense? Is there anything that makes sense to just sell and get rid of? And then does it make sense to consult lower margin and then either prepare for possibly more volatility or to consolidate into something else? That's what I'm going to look into. So, because the market's been very weirdish. So, in the long run, I don't like selling, right? It's only because my margin's 28% or something right now. So, does it make sense to find a certain few ones that have been doing very, very well, that are running hot, and reduce a bit? EU offers UK just a fraction of Astra distributed Dutch shots. Everybody's fighting for shots now. Market is drunk from last year. Maybe this is hangover season, hangover season from last year. Maybe. I mean, I don't think that's a bad way to describe this. It's weird too, because it's not like a fun market. The last last week, it's not fun. Delivery startup GoPuff valued at $9 billion. Oh my gosh.
This category of instant needs. And now we offer over 4,000 products, but we're really excited to continue to bring more to our consumers. And number three, we always put the customer first, and we're going to continue to make big investments across the board on improving the customer experience. I
mean, to me, it's just there's so many startups too. That's the other thing. It's everybody's got a startup these days. I don't know. Very typical post-election March. Well, I'll tell you, it's a very weird post-election March. So, I don't know. Just bizarro. Just absolutely bizarro. Okay, folks. Well, I think, I think that's good for now. Thank you so much for being here. Get yourself that 38% off with that coupon code. Link down below. Expires Friday. I would love to see you. You get all my buy sell alerts in the Stocks and Psychology Money Group. Don't come just for that. Come for the lectures, lifetime access. Come for the private live streams. It's fun. All right, folks. We'll see you later. Bye. Gonna make more coffee.